Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you another video of Christmas DIY gifts. I will be making these gifts for my book club, so if you are from my book club, please do not watch this video because our book club is next week. But I am excited about creating these because I would love to get them myself. So I have 3 different ones planned and I can't wait to share them with you. So without further ado, let's get crafting. So for this very first DIY, you will need a jar, and I am using this, I think it's 200 mils, so about 7 ounces. I think that's what works out. And then, so I had made this label using Canva, and I did a red and green elegant Christmas candle label. That was already a label that was made, and then I just put in my own writing, and then I resized it to 4 inches by 2.75 inches so it fits nicely around this. You will also need a candle, or wax, which I'm already melting in the pot. I am just using a dollar store candle that had wax in it, and I'm melting that wax, and I will be adding some essential oils to it, and I will be making a candle that is called Sugarplum Fairy, and I will need peppermint, orange, and cinnamon. Now with as far as how many drops of essential oil you need is depending on how much, what size of obviously the jar that you are using is. And for 200 you will need approximately 35 drops. No, I will probably do about 15 of peppermint, 15 of orange, and then I will do about 6 of cinnamon. So that apparently gives you a Sugarplum Fairy smell. So while that's melting, I am going to assemble my jar, and I am going to add some Mod Podge. I'm going to Mod Podge the label, but first I'm going to obviously cut the label out. I have made several fall candles in fall time, and I have been enjoying them quite a bit. I really like the idea of making my own candles. I have the essential oils already. I buy essential oils all the time, so that's quite nice, and then you can make them personalized as well, and it doesn't have to be complicated. I mean, you can go and buy soy wax if you want to and all that stuff, but it doesn't have to. If you just want to give it a try, you can do it this simple way, so that way you don't have to in case if you don't love the way it turns out, you didn't waste all your money on these, so on the soya wax. So I'm going to Mod Podge the back, and then I'm going to add the label. Try to keep it as straight as possible.
Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I want to be. I will be home for a couple.
And then I'm just going to apply the Mod Podge over top of the label as well, just to keep it in place. So I'm going to let that dry, and by the time that dries fully, my candle should be nice and melted. Now slowly and carefully, with some sort of a rag or a pot holder, you want to pour a little bit of this hot wax inside the jar. Now I needed to fish out the little wick. It fell in. So once I pull that out, I'm not actually going to use that one because it's too short for my jar. I have a piece of another one that I'm just going to thread through that metal part at the bottom of that wick. But once you have that out, I'm just going to pour a tiny bit of wax into my jar, and that will be my base for the wick. And then I'm going to put the wick in and then pour the rest of the wax in.
Wander around with you. You and me in the cold, thought it'd never be true. Wherever I go, I got you. Oh, I have stopped running, there is no way trying. You better loosen your belt. Drinking hot wine by the fire, don't care of anything else. It's Christmas and some kind.
Now you want to use a pencil or something that you can just wrap up the top of the wick on top so it doesn't fall back in, and that will keep it in place while the wax is setting and cooling off. And then I added all of my drops. I added about 35 drops and then just stirred it a little bit, mixed it up a little bit just so it's evenly mixed up. Once the candle was cooled off, I just trimmed the extra wick that was hanging over, put a lid on, and then I just decorated the lid with a little bit of raffia and a little wooden gingerbread man that I had on hand. I think this is such an easy DIY, and with that personalized label, I think it's going to be a fun gift to give.
My friend, I pray it will never end. Do you like to be here too? It's Christmas and outside snow's glistening.
Now for my next DIY, I had picked up these wine glasses at Dollarama. They're a good size. I think they were $2.50 each. And then I went ahead and actually I did purchase just a set for all the wine kind of sayings, quotes. So I ended up just getting this all and then I picked which ones I wanted. I resized them on my Cricut machine, and then I cut them on this permanent vinyl, and now I'm going to just weed it out. I am hoping that I sized it good, which I think I did. Now I had this gold vinyl on hand. I'm not quite sure where it came from, but it wasn't the right vinyl for the maker. This is actually for Joy because it has the cutting mat already on it. And let me tell you, getting that vinyl off of that cutting mat onto the transfer tape was the hardest thing I ever had to do when it came to Cricut stuff. I do not know whether I'm the only one that has these issues. I'm pretty sure my friend had mentioned the same thing as well, but that was so hard to do. I struggled with it. It took me good, I think like 15 minutes to get just one off. Weeding it out wasn't hard, but once I was transferring it onto the clear transfer tape, or it was so hard. The letters just would not stick to it. But I managed to get them off and transfer them onto the cups. I did cut it in half just so that way I can have an easier time in transferring only one at a time instead of both of them at the same time.
It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you. Oh, it's such a charm.
And of course you want your surface to be clean before you transfer the vinyl onto it. And I was just using my fingers to smooth it out and transfer it. This wasn't hard. This went on very easy, and I didn't even have to press too hard, it stuck to it right away.
Got you up in my arms. There's nobody at the door. You said I wish this will never be over. Darling, it's time for your present. Come over here. Now it is time to get out in the snow, lighting a light with you. Choirs will sing and the joy bells will ring.
Well, I hope you are enjoying this video so far, and I also want to mention that this video is part of a collaboration that is hosted by my very good friend, two of them, Jamie from Simple Roots Simple Living and Sandra from the Schwoman's Nest, and this is my second time participating in this collab. We are joined, so they're joined by me and several other ladies, and the next video will be linked in the description box for you to hop on over to, so you can check out what other ladies are creating. And also don't forget to check out Jamie's channel as well as Sandra's channel, because they're wonderful DIYers and you will not be disappointed. And if you're stopping by from a hop, welcome. I'm so glad you are here. I hope you enjoy what you see. So let's keep on crafting. For my next one, I did have to adjust the letters on the bottom. The word on the bottom, I cut a couple letters off and just put them on individually, just so that way it would fit nicely.
Come over here. Now it is time to get out in the snow, lighting a light with you. Choirs will sing and the joy bells will ring. Nobody loves you as much as I do. It's a wonderful feeling from floor to the ceiling. It is that time of the year, drinking hot wine by the fire. Here on our own, we got nothing to fear. It's Christmas and some kind of love, my friend. Pick up some candy cane.
Now to seal it, I am applying Mod Podge. I have a dishwasher safe Mod Podge, and I'm just applying that over top. I think these are so fun, and I think they are great for those wine drinkers in your family or friends group. The next DIY, I'm using this piece of cork. This came from Dollarama, and I'm using the lid of Bath & Body Works candle as my form or my stencil, and I'm going to cut these circles out. I did end up using a craft knife or a X-Acto knife to cut this out. It was just a little bit easier than using the scissors, and then I just smoothed out the edges wherever needed, either with the scissors or with the knife, just so that way I can have nice smooth circle. Once that was all cut out and smoothed out, I went over to my design space, and using that same file that I had gotten off of Etsy, I just picked out two quotes and sized them up. I use these shapes to measure out the size of my circle that matches the coaster that I cut out, and I did 4 of them, and then I added those quotes inside. So I actually picked out 4 different ones, and I did have to add them individually, and that way that shape just kind of helps you to know what it's going to look like once it is transferred onto your cork. And I am using heat transfer vinyl to cut this out, and using my easy press to transfer it, to press it on.
It's Christmas.
In case if you're not familiar with the heat transfer vinyl, you always want to put the shiny side down onto your cutting mat, and you want to have your mirroring on. Now, I am not sure what happened to the last quote, but some of it did not cut at all, so I was a little bit confused, but I did save it at the end, which I will let you know what I did. I just used a permanent marker and wrote it out, and that you're gonna see it looks very close to the way the transferred images looked as well. So you could totally do this by using a permanent marker as well. So once I had weeded this out, I'm going to cut each of them out so it's easier to work with. And then with my Easy Press, I just prep a little cork by heating it up, and then I press it on, and I just do 30 seconds at 320. And that's it. I think this turned out really, really cute, and I absolutely love it. So like I said, I repeated for the other two, and then the last one, I just wrote it out.
Choirs will sing and the joy bells will ring. Nobody loves you as much as I do. It's a wonderful feeling from floor to the ceiling. It is that time of the year, drinking hot wine by the fire. Here on our own, we got nothing to fear. It's Christmas and some kind of love, my friend. Pick up some candy canes and hang a wreath on your door. It's Christmas and outside snow's glistening.
I think these are going to go great with my wine glasses, and I will just put them on a little clear baggie with a nice ribbon around it, and that's it. When I put this together, I'm going to put it all in a basket, and I'm probably going to include some of my baked goodies that I've been working on over on my cooking channel. So what did you guys think? Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Also, if you are stopping by here for very first time, I would love it if you considered subscribing and pressing the notification bell so you don't miss out any of my future uploads. So until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you all so much for watching.
Tonight, it's just you and me tonight. It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you.